Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello, second time today already. Thank you so much for those of you that tuned in this morning and for those of you that are watching now, and also for those of you that are watching the replay tonight when you finish work. So thank you very much for sticking with us this last few weeks when we've had so many shows and so many great new releases. It's been lots of fun and we've got lots more to come. It's a busy year for music. Today we've got Audra McLaughlin. She's going to join us in a moment. Just a couple of things. I have a competition coming up that we're going to post this afternoon. It's ready for Tamworth. It's the winners' 50th anniversary of Tamworth collection. So make sure you keep an eye out on all the socials for that so you can enter, and we'll draw that during Tamworth Festival as well. So that's coming up so quickly. Another new thing that we've got the Buy Me a Coffee. We have that. You've noticed it probably in the comments and things. You don't have to do that, but if you do and you like, you are welcome to. We're going to put it to some music recordings that we've got for a couple of songs that we wrote down here in Tassie 12 months ago. So that was with Ray Lee as well. So we're going to do that at some point in the next 6 months, hopefully. We might welcome Audra into the room. Hello.
Hi, how are you, Danni?
I'm great. What time is it over there? It's later in the evening, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it's so funny that you said that, because I was thinking the same thing. It's like, is it 10:30 a.m. there, or?
Yes, it's only 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10 in the morning, and I think I'm in your future. You're still yesterday.
Yes. You're in the future.
It's so strange. I was saying that this morning. I'm starting to get quite a few internationals, and it's great to do that. But then I doubt myself. I look at the time and the date, and then I have to triple check it. And I'm like, oh my God, is it Tuesday for them or Tuesday for me? Or
I know, it gets so confusing. I've done that so many times where I've forgotten about time zones, and I'll go, oh wait, I think this is in this time zone, or this is, I got it, and it gets really confusing. But yeah, it's about 7:15 or 7 o'clock or so here. About 7. Yeah.
You're winding down, have had dinner and winding down for the day.
I had dinner and all that. And I'm, yes, your morning is starting and your day is starting, and my day is
you're ready for
yeah, that's so funny. It's so interesting. I love that.
It is. It's crazy how it works, but it's just nice though, because we get to do these connections with other areas and learn so much about where they're from and what they, it's so different what we do everywhere. It's great fun.
Have you been to Nashville at all?
I have not. That is on my list.
You need to come. You'll love it.
How long have you lived in Nashville for?
So I've lived in Nashville now about 5 years. Now I've been coming here for over 12 years, which is crazy. A lot of people say, well, why didn't you just move here 12 years ago? But I mean, I was a little bit younger. I mean, I'm not aging myself by any means.
No. We get better with age.
Yeah. But I think, a lot of it, I didn't want to leave my family just yet. And I wasn't kind of ready. And I'm still in school and all that good stuff. But yeah, I moved here about 5 years ago. So I've loved being here ever since.
Haven't looked back. Now, I know that we're here to talk about your single, but I was hoping we could go a bit further back and learn about what made you get into music, because I know that you haven't just got a country background. You've got quite a different background in music. Where did your love and decision to go into music come from?
A lot of my family members, believe it or not, are singers. I've got 2 uncles that are, were incredible singers growing up. They kind of just do it for fun now. And my grandfather was a singer, and he played piano by ear, which I thought was amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, crazy. I've always been jealous of those people.
Yes.
I'm like, I had to take lessons and learn how to somewhat read music, and then my grandpa, he could just play by ear, which was so incredible
Oh,
to me.
that is incredible.
Yeah.
Very
But yeah, my mom actually is a really great singer too. She's kind of shy about it. She calls herself like a shower closet singer.
there is the best place to sing, in the shower.
Yeah, and even on my dad's side, there's a little bit of kind of background as far as music. My great grandfather was a singer and a guitar player as well. I actually have his guitar with me here in Nashville that I think it's about over like 100 years old maybe or something. I don't know. It's something crazy like that.
Wow.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. So as far as the music, I kind of just I think I drove my parents crazy enough at like age 8 where eventually they were like, we need to do something. And I was going to a daycare program after school when I was in elementary school, and there was a woman who worked there that said to my mom, hey, your daughter, she just loves to sing. She sings the whole time she's here. And I try to get her to socialize with the other kids, but all she wants to do is sing. And so she said, my daughter's a singer and I have a vocal coach. And so that's kind of how it all started when I was about 8, 9, 10.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I started kind of singing in like my local hometown right outside of Philadelphia.
Yes.
And I kind of just started doing like little local competitions. I joined of course, like the choir in my elementary school, after school choir. I was taking vocal lessons, and I was singing at churches, and I was singing at nursing homes sometimes with my grandpa years ago. So we did a lot of cool things like that during the holidays. And so I'd say definitely my start came from doing like local things in my area, and it kind of just grew. It grew into like me wanting to get into writing songs and to picking up an instrument. And, I tried piano, and I didn't stick with that, which I wish I had, but it's never too late. It's never too late. I always tell everybody you can always learn. But the guitar, I've that's been really great for me with getting work and jobs and stuff. So
it does make a difference, doesn't it? Because if you can play your songs and back yourself, it just makes life so much easier. And you can go out on your own. There's so many people popping into the room. Scott, he's the person that does all our wonderful advertising for Country Kickback. And
hi, Scott.
Welcome. Jonathan is in the UK, so it must be midnight over there. Thank you so much.
Hi, Jonathan. How are you? Thank you guys for joining us. This is awesome. Oh, there's my mama.
I was going to say, there's your mom.
There's mama and my
dad. We'll have to get her to surprise us with a song one day. See if we can. So you have such a great, interesting background music-wise. I think if it's in your family, sometimes it's just in your blood. I don't think you get a choice, do you?
Well, it's one of those things where I kind of just fell into it. It was like at such a young age, I was just always looking at music, and my parents were showing me music. And my parents were big rock music fans, of course. They grew up in the 80s and stuff like that, the later 80s, I guess, or well, I don't know, but something like that. But either way, my point is that they introduced me to a lot of great music. And I guess the country music aspect of it all kind of came from some of my aunts actually noticed that I had like a country twang at like a real young age, like when I was even like 9 or 10. And I think my one aunt showed me Leanne Womack, I Hope You Dance. And that was that song, it's just like, it takes you to, I don't even know. It's just such a gorgeous song. It's just one of those songs that just will always stand the test of times,
I was about to say that it's a song that will always be here. It's so beautiful.
Yes. And that was one of the first country songs I ever learned and started singing at competitions. And from there, I guess like I was still kind of in the rock phase when I was younger. Like I loved a lot of like R&B and soul, and I was very into like a lot of like the R&B kind of music growing up as a kid. I loved like Mariah Carey and Christina Aguilera and a lot of pop artists and stuff.
Vocals, all those vocals that you're listening.
That's what I say. I always tell people, I say, the big vocalists as far as like the big women singers, you know, like Celine Dion
Oh,
and Mariah and Christina and
they're
Whitney.
even human. They're
I know, and
amazing.
it's wild. And it was just, you know, Leanne Womack, you know, she had a beautiful voice, and Faith Hill and Martina. And so, you know, these women are who I gravitated towards growing up, and even artists like, you know, Bonnie Raitt I got into later in life, and Winona Judd. And so, you know, my music kind of it's a little mix of a little bit of everything, a little bit of rock, a little bit of soul, a little bit of R&B and country. So, you know, and I think the cool thing about country these days too is there's so much doors that have opened as far as music goes.
Yeah.
You know? So
it's funny, when years ago when I was at school, I was the odd kid, and because I liked country music, and now you go to the supermarket and what's playing? You go everywhere and everyone's singing along. And I think, you know, we've done this massive turn, and we're out now.
Now, was when you grew up in Australia, like, did they not listen to a whole bunch of country there?
No. My mum and dad were music crazy. My dad, especially, country music was his life. So I had an amazing background where, you know, my dad would be helping out with gigs, and when they're coming to Tasmania, they'd come and stay at our house. So we'd get up, you'd have playing in the lounge room. It was just what I grew up with. But at school, I was picked on so badly because country music, it wasn't cool, and I didn't. And now those people that you see teasing, they're playing country music. They're singing to it.
I know. Isn't it funny how the tables turned? I mean, that was kind of my high school a little bit, but not entirely. I mean, it was kind of a mix. I mean, I definitely was kind of more into like I was going through that Avril Lavigne kind of stage, and the punk rock scene, and the Slipknot and all the rock, and my rebellious kind of, like, you know, I guess teenage years were coming out with the black fingernails and the band t-shirts, the band t-shirts, and you know, all that stuff was kind of was sort of the vibe, and then it was like, I remember like 11th or 12th grade of high school, like I was when I would start going to like friends' houses, they'd be playing country music, and I'm like, where did this come from? This is why I can't believe you guys are listening to country music, you know, in Pennsylvania. But I always tell people, because people ask me that all the time, like, how did you even get into country being from where you're from? And I'm like, you know, I tell people, like, Garth Brooks has one of his biggest followings in Philadelphia. You know, I mean, he sells out stadiums and in so many places everywhere in the whole world, of course. But but he has a massive following in Philadelphia. And I mean, but you look at, you know, I mean, Taylor Swift is from Pennsylvania. She's from an hour from where I'm from. Keith Urban, is he from Australia? Or
he grew up in Queensland, in Caboolture, a little town called Caboolture. So, and it's just, you don't have to be from the country to love this genre. It's just such a magical genre to be part of.
Absolutely. I agree with you more. Yes, for sure.
So, I know that we're going to have a bit of a chat about your single, but I might, if you're still happy to do a couple of songs, I might let you have a couple of songs, and then we'll come back in and we can have a bit of a chat about Beautiful Pain and the rest of what you've got coming this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great. I was saying when I was talking with you earlier, and I told the last like few people that I've interviewed with, I'm like, I don't know how to play Beautiful Pain yet, because, well, it's funny, my co-writer who I wrote this with, who I wrote Beautiful Pain with, he's just like an incredible musician, keyboard player. He's a drummer by trade, you know, first and foremost, but he literally can pick up any instrument and play it. And I'm just like, what?
Wow.
So I
want those brains. I know,
to be these people.
I really get jealous, but it's so amazing to sit and listen to them, isn't it?
I do too. I know, but like, I mean, I play guitar. I can, you know, I play a ton of songs, but just certain songs that even I've written, I can't play because they're too intricate. So I was like, so anyway, Beautiful Pain, if they, you know, if the listeners hopefully want to go check it out, it's on all the platforms now.
All the platforms. I've actually popped up the link to your Spotify and your YouTube pages in the top of the comments, so people can head up there when we finish and subscribe and have a listen. But I might give you the room to do your 2 songs, and then I'll come back.
All right. Thank you so much, Danni. I appreciate it. All right. Well, how's everybody doing? I'm going to do a song called Wake Me Up. I know my parents are watching right now and they love that one. This one's an unreleased one, so you're kind of getting a little bit of a little background of this one. So y'all let me know what you think. Thank you. They say exactly what I need. I know you understand by the way you're holding me. Every touch full of desire, lay me down in this unforgettable fire. Oh, yeah, yeah. All night long, babe, I can't get enough. In my dreams, yeah, I still feel that rush. Constantly craving your love. I can't wait for you to wake me up. Morning breaking sunlight on my face. Oh, coffee won't be the first thing I wanna taste. You leave me breathless, you make me weak. Baby, you make it so hard to sleep. Oh, night long, babe, I can't get enough. In my dreams, yeah, I still feel that rush. Constantly craving your love. I can't wait for you to wake me up. I can't wait for you to wake me up. All right. Well, that one was called Wake Me Up. I hope you guys like that one. Like I said, that's kind of a newer one that I haven't released yet, but yeah, let me know what you think. Well, I guess I will do a song that has been released. I wrote this one. It's called Drinking with Lonely. I wrote this one with my producers, Jimmy Magley and Johnny Garcia, as soon as like the pandemic hit. We had signed a publishing venture and a production deal, and then the COVID hit, and then the world kind of shut down, and we were all sort of forced to stay inside. And so I took that time to just write songs and be creative. And this was one that we wrote, and this was the first one we released kind of like at the start of the pandemic. So anyway, I hope you guys like this one. And this one is available on all the platforms. If I had a crowd inside these halls, turn the music way up loud, I'd still be alone, wouldn't change a thing. You're across the wall, miles gone, I'm intoxicated just to feel the numb. Oh, you were my everything. darkness, drinking with lonely. Wish that you would let me go. Can't break loose from the chains I hold. I hate you, but I need you more. You play these games and I don't play. You can take my heart and run away. 'Cause with you around, lonely is my world. I'm drinking with lonely, kissing me in red wine. This having somebody loving his eyes. Drown myself in a bottle. I am living so slowly. Deep down inside, I can't escape the darkness. Drinking with lonely. Oh, drinking with lonely. The more I let you go, the more it hurts. But with you around, lonely is my world. So tonight I'm drinking with lonely, just me and a red wine. Miss having somebody loving his eyes. Drown myself in a bottle, lying deep down inside, I can't escape the darkness. Drinking with lonely. Ooh, drinking with lonely. Drinking with lonely. Thank you guys so much. That was Drink with Lonely.
I could sit here and listen to you sing for hours.
Oh, thank you, Danny.
You have just got an amazingly powerful voice. And
You're so sweet.
first song, I cannot wait until you record that. It was just incredible.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you liked that one. I've been getting a ton of feedback on that.
Oh, good. So I was going to say, because, we haven't got to do a lot of performing in the last few years. Have you been able to play some of your new songs that you've written during COVID to people?
Yeah, so when when COVID hit and everything, I was doing a ton of live streams like weekly, sometimes a few times a week, and but kind of once like things started to open up, and then when summer hit, I started to play shows, and yeah, I've honestly been working nonstop since the pandemic, which has been crazy.
I have seen you do a few lives and all the shows that you were listing off. I think, how on earth do you have time to sleep? You're just so busy.
I know. I'm telling you. I mean, I definitely sleep for sure, but yeah, I'm always here and there and everywhere. And I was joking with my friends earlier, or I forget who I was talking with, but I said, yeah, I kind of like live out of my car almost. I said, it's like I've got extra shoes, extra sandals, extra jackets, winter jackets. I've got like, just food wrappers and stuff. I mean, it's terrible, but it's fun. So I enjoy what I do.
Definitely what you have to do in this industry, isn't it? You've got to be on the move all the time.
Yeah, I mean, when we're not playing shows, some people get this gist that like we do nothing besides play shows, and it's like, the thing I tell everybody is like, if you only seen my calendar, it's like, it's like writing sessions, photo shoots, social media is a job in itselp. I mean, when I tell you social media, you understand. I mean, you get it. You totally understand. Yeah. I mean, but recording and writing and the job really never ends. I mean, it's one of those, it's a job that it is on your own time, and it is, what you decide to put into it and how hard you work. And that is a huge factor of this industry, is that if you don't work hard, then somebody else is out there working harder than you.
Exactly right. It's such a big, so many people with talent, So you have to just continue to put into it
Yeah.
100%. And it's not a job I think you can do if you don't love it. If you're not,
Right.
it's not your passion. Yeah, it's one of those jobs that you just can't do without
That's
that.
right. Yeah. I mean, you have to love it because it is, it isn't a job that's going to make you rich in the beginning. That's for sure. And that's why I work so dang much, because I got to pay my bills.
Exactly right. Now, I know that we were talking about your lead and history into music and a bit of your journey. Part of your journey was you went on The Voice, the American version of Voice. We have that in Australia. We've got The Voice here as well. So we all know it's it's the chairs that you've got to turn around and get them to all turn for you if you can. How did that change the direction of your career? Do you think that impacted sort of where you're at today as well?
I do. Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, I mean, I always tell everybody, because people think, like I went on The Voice and became, like overnight or something like that. And that's
Yeah.
definitely not the truth. But because, my career started when I was really young. And so The Voice was just one step of the journey. And when The Voice kind of popped up, I was actually in college at the time. I was in a cover band. I was in college. I was performing on the weekends. And I had got the opportunity to try out through my local music school, Let There Be Rock School, through my vocal coach at the time, Melissa Daly. Her and her husband were kind enough to send my audition tapes to the show, and I got a call back 2 weeks later for like an industry referral. Yeah, and the funny part is I had tried out for season 1 of The Voice, and I didn't make it. Yeah, I know. I tell her, like, I tried out for Star Search when I was like 9. And then it was like uphill from there. It was like X Factor, American Idol, like every TV show that ever came out, I tried out for, and then finally got the shot for The Voice season 6. And I definitely will say that was for sure a game changer for me, as far as teaching me a lot of what the industry, to prepare myself, as far as like the industry. Because it was a lot of work. You're getting up, you're doing interviews, and then you're going from there to rehearsals, to vocal lessons, to all kinds of stuff, and that is this industry. And so it teaches you to kind of get yourself prepared, for a busy life.
Yes.
And as, of course, like being on TV, I mean, you're getting exposed to millions of viewers. And so that was the really cool thing about that. And just the incredible people I met through the show, and the opportunities that came after the show. Now, I do tell people all the time that, with The Voice, it's not like you get off the show and you just get a record deal. You know what I mean? You kind of have to create.
Right.
Yeah. And you understand. I mean, it's like you have to create your own path. And at the time, I wasn't really working with, I guess I was still living back home, and I kind of should have just moved to Nashville right away. But I don't have any regrets. Like I said, I think it was a wonderful experience. I was able to check off a lot of bucket list things that performance wise that I never thought I'd be able to do. And I'm a big sports fan. So like I'm my other friends who are females are just like, oh God, don't bother Audra on Sundays during football season.
I love football too. I'm a big football fan as well. It's just you have to have the game on. It doesn't feel like the weekend if you don't.
I know, right? I love it. I do. It's but yeah, so I got to sing the national anthem at a few Philadelphia Eagles games through the years, like after the show, which was like super cool. And but yeah, I mean, it was just it was such a blessing to get that opportunity. And honestly, I feel like it's the main reason that sort of made the path for me to eventually be moving to Nashville, because it was shortly after The Voice is when I started making trips to Nashville quite often. Monthly. I'd stay for 2 weeks at a time and record and meet with different writers, and I started to develop excuse me, I'm so sorry. I had the hiccups and we're live.
I had them the other day trying to talk to a friend on the phone, and they couldn't hear me properly because I was
oh my gosh, how embarrassing. My mom's probably mortified watching right now, like, oh my gosh, she's like got the hiccups in the middle of the camera now. We're all human, right? It's just
We are exactly right. Believe me, I've seen a lot worse.
I know, right? Oh gosh. But yeah, I think it created that path, which was really cool. And now here I am in Nashville, and I'm writing daily, and meeting so many great people, and getting connected with a lot of wonderful people. And again, I would have never met Donna either if it wasn't for moving here.
Yeah, it's just opened up so many directions to go in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Nashville is, in America, that is the place to be if you want to be doing this sort of work in country music in particular. Because I've never been, and I am hoping I can get there someday very soon, because I'd love to take Country Kickback to some of these places and show you guys what's over there. But there's just so many opportunities and people that you meet, and so much to learn from where you can go and see and watch people doing things at different stages. It would be amazing too.
It's an incredible city. I mean, it's I think you would love it. And that'd be super cool. Like, even if you came, like, well, I guess they're having CMA week this year. I don't know. It's been canceled the last year.
True. Yes, it would have been. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be canceled again with COVID rising. And now I know back in my hometown, they just started mask mandates again. So,
no.
Yeah, so I'm a little worried because I'm like, oh gosh, I hope it doesn't get crazy.
It is a crazy thing, but as I've said many times before on shows, it's been the hardest on the music industry and the entertainment industry because everybody's lost their incomes, but I honestly think we are the strongest industry because we just keep finding ways to keep going, and we go online. Yeah, we can't perform live. Let's do some live streams, and we just keep finding ways, and we're very resilient.
Definitely, I agree. I mean, it's how's things over in Australia? Are they okay?
Well, yeah, we're sort of getting a bit of a go now. Like, where I'm from in Tassie, was the island, so we didn't have COVID here at all. I think we had a total of 300 cases until December last year when we reopened our borders. And now that it's going fairly crazy here, it's starting to slow down in other parts of the country and pick up again. It's when those new strands come in, I think you get that rush of cases and things. So it's the unpredictable with this bug. That's the problem.
Yeah. I know everything's so unpredictable right now. I agree.
Yes, and I think we're getting used to it. We're going, okay, it could get cancelled, but we'll keep buying tickets, we'll keep trying, and eventually we'll get there.
Yeah, definitely.
But, which sort of brings me to Beautiful Pain. You said that you were doing a lot of writing throughout the pandemic. Was Beautiful Pain one of those?
So no, actually, well, I mean, technically, I guess, because COVID, I say it's not really going anywhere. I mean, it's slowed down, of course, but that wasn't one that, I wrote during lockdown. I wrote that with my friend, Pete Salas, who, like I said, I mean, he's just like a world-class musician. It's just crazy to me. And we, that was actually the first song that him and I wrote together, which, believe it or not, we've been friends for, it was so funny. Like, we've been friends for years, and we had just never written together. We just always would, hang out at networking events and chat. And he was good friends with my late manager, who had passed away about a year ago, Jim Femino. And I don't know, I don't know what made me reach out to say, hey, like, we should get together and write. And man, we've just been like, sometimes you find certain people, it's like that. I always say it's like that Bernie Taupin and Elton John, like, collaboration, it was so special. And so that's what Pete and I have discovered with our writing. It's just, every song we write, like, we just get so excited about. And Beautiful Pain was the very first one. Like, we sat down and I don't even remember what we were talking about that day, but I think I had that title or something, or he had the title. And he just started playing the piano, like this, like, R&B kind of vibe, and I was like, oh, I really like that. And we kind of just built it from there, but we kind of, both of us drew from, previous relationships where, of course, in the beginning, everything's great and lovely and new and beautiful per se, And sometimes not everybody's meant to work out, and that's just life. And so, you know, sometimes that can be a painful process.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, that's kind of where Beautiful Pain came from. And yeah, we were excited about that one. And my producers, Jimmy Mattingly and Johnny Garcia, they just, the moment I sent them the work tape, the demo, like they loved it, and they jumped on that one pretty quickly. So
It is.
yeah, we're just hoping that it gets all around, and we appreciate
it is an amazing song. It's a wow song. Honestly, it is. That's when I listened to it. It was the first thing that because I like to listen to songs over and over again. And I break them down in my head. I like to listen to part of it and listen for the music and then listen to the lyrics. And I like to break it down in my head and really get into it. But yeah, my first listening to that song was just wow. It's the vocals. Just
thank you
amazing.
so much. That means a lot. Yeah, I appreciate that.
When you were writing it, was that something that you had in mind as you were writing, that you wanted something that was not just strong lyrically, but vocally you could really put quite a bit of your storytelling into it that way as well?
Yeah, you know, I had always, again, you know, gravitated towards those big ballad songs, you know, growing up, you know, like songs like I Will Always Love You, and all of those great Whitney hits, and Celine Dion hits, and Power of Love, and like those just big songs that just, like, man, still to this day I listen to them, and they make me break out in tears, you know.
Yes.
All by myself, you know. And just those songs, and I know that, like, I wanted to have like songs like that, and that's where I said, you know, I kind of want like this, you know, kind of Aretha Franklin, like Etta James vibe song. And so he just started playing that piano riff, and you know, that's kind of where it came from. And it was a rainy day, so it was like a little bit of like a morbid day out, and the skies were gray, and we were like, well, I guess it's a good day to write kind of a sad song. So
perfect time.
Yeah, which, you know, I mean, I don't know if it rains a lot in Australia, but it rains like so much here in Tennessee. It's crazy.
We've had quite a lot of rain. We've had some very big floods recently, and it's been city's been really hit hard this year with rain. So yes, we've had a lot of times where you could write those sorts of songs because so many people got that feeling.
I know, it's like it rains so much that I get together in writing rooms, and I'm like, well, I can't write another sad song. I already have too many of them. I need to write I'm like, you know, I need an upbeat song, but it's not exactly an upbeat day outside. Exactly.
Yeah, you do. And you do that when you're thinking of how you do things and write things. The environment definitely at the time impacts how you're feeling to put words down. And
yes,
it's amazing the little things.
It's true. I mean, everything is a vibe.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. I know that we've been talking for a long time, but I wanted to touch base with you because you not only do music, sing music, and write songs, and are constantly going, but you've also been involved with the American Diabetes Association and the one for young children as well. Tell us how you got involved and why that was something that you enjoy doing when you're.
You know, so that I've done a few events years back, actually, for those causes. I have a few family members that have diabetes. I'm not involved too much involved in that side as far as like charity work. I mean, I always just do charity work just out of the kindness of my heart either way, but I'm more so involved in a lot of like anti-bullying and sort of like cancer stuff now, especially recently with my mom having breast cancer and my aunt having breast cancer. And you know, it's just something that now I feel I have more of like, I have more of an understanding about it and connection to it with my mom having to go through the struggles of that. So I do a lot of stuff for anti-bullying with my vocal coach, Katie Hendricks. I'm involved in her anti-bullying project that's called Timmy Top Bully. And we have some projects coming up that haven't really been announced or anything yet, but you know, we have some good things hopefully that we're going to be doing as far as that. And you know, as far as like, I'm still trying to find like partnerships to kind of get involved in different charities as far as like to help like others, and kind of like what we were talking about as far as branding things like I'm trying to get more involved in like how I can help, you know, and how I can, so I just love helping people, you know, aside from loving to sing, you know, that's not the only reason I do it. You know, I do it because I really care about people and bringing joy to their lives through music. So, you know, eventually when I have a bigger platform, hopefully I can get more involved in a lot of charity work and stuff. So that'd be really nice.
It's so lovely to hear and to see someone, you know, you put so much into your career, and it is a hard career. You don't just make money instantly, and you have to put more than full-time hours into this industry, but then to still find time to do charity work and all that sort of thing, it's a huge credit to you, because it's amazing for so many people, and music does heal. Music does help people in so many different states, so it makes a huge difference being involved with those sorts of things. So thank you.
It does. Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. I mean, and like I said, hopefully if I can, you know, grow my platform to be able to help more and more people, you know, that's all I, you know, would love to do. That'd be an amazing goal in my career, is to just help as many people in the world as that I can. So
now, have you ever got to come out here to Australia? Have you ever been here?
I've never been, but I would love to. I really would love to. Do you guys have any I mean, do you guys have like festivals and stuff there?
Yeah, we have lots of festivals here. We've got quite a few, but our big one, which is a great one to attend, is Tamworth Festival. It's a Tamworth Country Music Festival. It runs for 2 weeks, basically, in January normally. Well, it is in January, but we've actually they rescheduled Tamworth in January this year because of COVID. We had a big outbreak and they had to put it off, but it's actually going to be, I think it's next week. I don't know what the date is today, but yeah, it's next week, April. So it's being shortened down from the 2 weeks down to 7 or 8 days because of the reschedule, and it's the 50th anniversary. So that is a really amazing one, and that
how do I get on something like that? I want to come and there.
It's such a good one because it's in the whole town. You can go anywhere, you can book anywhere to play, and there's 100,000 people go to this town for a massive festival and the Golden Guitar Awards, and people play on. We have a big street where they busk, and there's just buskers everywhere for people to get to know you. So there's so many things that you can definitely get involved with. We'll send you some ideas too on your email.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to chat aside for sure. Figure out how we get me in your hometown.
I know we've been talking for a little while, but where can we find you? Where's the best place to keep up to date with you and what you've got coming up?
Absolutely. I always just send everybody to my website. I think that's the easiest way, audramclaughlin.com, because, my TikTok's attached to there, my Facebook, my Instagram, my music links and all that stuff. So, and my tour dates, of course. So yeah, just my website would be great. And yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming and chatting to me today.
Thank you, Danni. I
would love to have you back next time you release a single or an album.
I would love to. Yeah.
Keep pushing it and keep listening to your lovely voice. I love the vocals, and I love your strength in your writing as well. It's really, really great to hear. So thank you
so much. I appreciate you having me on the show. I really do. Thank you.
Oh, anytime. Now, everybody, we are back again today. We have another show coming up tonight at 6:30. I reckon that you'll be sound asleep by then. Middle of the night to you, but we do have a show tonight at 6:30 coming up with Blake Dantier. So make sure you keep an eye out. There's a post already out, and you can put on it to get a reminder. And you can now remember you can watch it through Twitter as well as YouTube. It's our new one, so let us know if you've watched from there and what you think of it while you're on that platform, because I don't really understand Twitter very well yet.
I don't really use Twitter as much as I used to anymore. It's kind of
not as Instagram's your bigger thing over there, isn't it? America is sort of more Instagram over Facebook.
Instagram and TikTok and Reels. Yeah. So those are the big
Reels. What's Reels? That's another one.
So Reels is attached to Instagram. It's basically Instagram's TikTok. It's like the American TikTok, because TikTok was, I believe, is it Chinese company or
yes.
Unless it was bought out, I'm not sure, but I know that Reels is the American version or something like that. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really good. And everybody that's watching, thank you for your lovely comments. We will go through them after the show, and I will write back to every one of you. I just couldn't get them all up on the screen. It's so wonderful. But thank you again for joining us. I'd love to see you again very soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you later on today. Bye.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.